Hi guys, welcome back to yet another video. My name is Martin. I'm filming this in my storage unit today. Um, what I've been doing in these last couple of videos is I've been showing off a collection that I bought last week. I bought 450 issues and I've gone through all those issues and I've picked out all the keys, which I've been showing off. But what I have for you is the spare copies. So I already own these issues, and yeah, these are my spares, and they are all keys. I'll just show you. There's a bit, so let's get through it. Now, I might replace my copies with these because can be in better condition. What I have for you is Batman 567, the first appearance of Cassandra Cain as Batgirl. Uh, I believe it is. I probably should have done my research before I started the video. Please let me know. Am I right? Is this the first appearance of Cassandra Cain as Batgirl? I don't know. I don't know. All right. What I have for you next, though, is Classic X-Men #1. I already own this. I bought this when it originally came out. It's the first. It's the retelling of Giant Size X-Men #1. This is in better condition than the one I own now. So I will probably be replacing my copy with this. But what I have for you next is also another X-Men key. Actually, you know what? There's a fair bit of X-Men keys. Let's just say that it's X-Men 25. It's the Fatal Attractions storyline, where Magneto rips out Wolverine's adamantium out of his body. I remember reading this in high school, and I remember reading this in like the common room during a free period, and I got beat up for reading comic books in school. This is from my friends; they would just beat me up, and I remember one guy would just go like, "Oh, Martin loves his comic books." I can laugh about it now. I got kind of criticized for for liking comic books, but you know what? I make no apologies. I still love comic books. Yeah, just the love never ended. Now, what I have for you next is X Men 193. It's got a bit of a roll, so this might be on the rack for my to be sold pile. But this is the first appearance um, of Thunderbird. Was it? No, sorry, of Warpath. Thunderbird's brother, Warpath. Um, yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. Just in my head, just remembering all the criticisms I got at high school. Uh, it just makes me chuckle. Okay, yeah. So sorry. Yeah, that was the first appearance of Warpath. What I have for you next is Brave New World #1, which has the first appearance of is it Ryan Choi, Ryan Cho as the Atom. Again, this is a spare. Um, yeah, you know, I knew I had that issue, and you know, I knew I had some of these issues. Actually, I knew I had all of them, and I thought I'll just pick them up as spares because I got them for such a good deal. Now, you can't have a collection like this without X-Men #1 by Jim Lee and Chris Claremont with this iconic cover. I think everyone has at least one copy. I now have two. Now, that being said, this is the third copy of this book that I have. It's X-Men #4, the first appearance of Omega Red. Whoop-de-doo! I now have three copies. Look, it's a fun read. It's got great artwork. Um, yeah. Now, this is going to be an improvement on the issue that I had because I recently bought it and it had a giant sticker on it. It's X-Men 11 with what some people would say a boring cover. And yes, Jubilee is bored, but she's a teenager. Teenagers are bored about most things. But this is an iconic cover. I recently read it, and to be honest, I didn't really enjoy it. I enjoyed the Maverick backup story more than the actual lead story. But that's an iconic cover. What I have for you next is Uncanny X-Men 282, the first appearance of Bishop, with this fantastic cover. Yeah, uh, this was my bread and butter when I was growing up. I really loved this storyline. Just the whole concept and just the avenues that that Marvel could do with this storyline, the areas that could go with it. It was untapped potential. And yeah, now I own two copies. Now I recently bought this again from an auction, and I now have an additional copy. It's Legends #1. It's the first appearance of Amanda Waller. That being said, though, it's Len Wein and John Byrne, and yeah, how can you say no? I mean, look at that, just a fun cover. Uh, I've got a few issues of this series, and it's a fun read. All right, so I have three more to go, and so yeah, they're getting up there in terms of keys. Now, I again, I don't want to say how much I paid, but I was very happy with what I paid for to get this. Um, and what I have for you is issue 373 of Batman, with beautiful Gene Colan artwork. Is it Gene Colan? Let me just double check. Yes, I was right. It's Gene Colan. It's the Scarecrow. Now, I'd recently, I'd bought this from like a cash converters. I read it. It was dark and moody, and I really enjoyed it. And then when I saw this last week, I knew how much fun it was, and I wanted to get it again. And yeah, so this is my spare. And actually, I think this is in better condition than the one I bought. Okay, so two more to go. How do I top that? I top that with the first appearance of Jubilee, Uncanny X-Men 244. Again, an issue that I've recently read. There's a great fashion montage where all the X-Men, X-Women all try on different outfits down at the local mall or shopping center. Yeah, and yeah, the first appearance of Jubilee. So yeah, that's my spare. I'm glad I have two. So the last issue, and it's a key issue. Um, yeah, I had to put this in plastic wrap. The guy didn't believe in plastic wrap or bags and boards. I will put a bag on it. So it's issue. What issue? Issue. I think it's issue 20. Yes, sorry, it's issue 21. Issue 21 of Next Men, with the first appearance of Hellboy. So he's on the back there. Yeah, because why not just have the cover and then the Virgin copy on the back? Now, yeah, I bought this at a convention a couple of years back, and I read it only recently. To be honest, I didn't really enjoy it. I found the Next Men characters very boring. But then when Hellboy turns up, the action ramps up. It gets all exciting. I really enjoyed it. I much prefer the Mignola artwork over the John Byrne artwork in this. John's work in like Fantastic Four, and just his Marvel work and his Superman work. It's a lot more fun, and obviously John had a story he wanted to tell with Next Men, but it wasn't for me. But when I saw this this cover, I snapped it up because yeah, the first appearance of Hellboy. How can you go wrong? All right, that has been my spare key collection. Nothing better than spare keys. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you at the next one. Bye, guys.